Dear lovely viewers, wherever you're viewing us from, welcome on Pure Africa TV, Pure Africa Radio 88.7 FM. You're going to be able to subscribe on Pure Africa TV. If you're using Facebook, you're going to be able to follow us on Pure Africa Radio 88.7 FM and also Pure Africa TV. Kindly, you're welcome. It is another opportunity that God has given us today, and we have a topic on our desk on the program known as Public Health. I have a guest. You're going to be able to know our guest. Ready? Keep in touch with us. You're welcome, man of God.
Thank you so much.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay.
We are blessed and much blessed to have you here today. There's somebody that is viewing you, could like to know who you are.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for your invitation to allow me to come to your station and to greet you and to say hello to viewers, to know more about what we are doing.
Yes.
I'm Pastor Collins Nasuda. I'm coming from Homa Bay County, but currently I work in Migori County.
You are coming from Homa Bay County, but currently working in
I'm working in Migori County.
Yes.
I'm residing here, and I'm pastor with Pefa Church called Opapo.
Okay.
So that is me. And besides that, I'm also working with community health, and I'm in direction of Sickle cell. I have a group that we are working with. It's called Journeys by Grace. Journeys by Grace is a CBO registered in Migori County, working under Migori County with different communities, children, mothers, men, and women, and also those who are suffering from sickle cell.
From sickle cell.
Yes.
Let me just start from here. There's something that we want to focus on. At first, you are the pastor.
Yes.
You pastor the church.
Yes.
And apart from that, also you are working under the Department of Health.
Yes.
How do you manage to handle these two things?
Right. Being a pastor is a call, and you are called to serve people.
You are called to serve people.
So you are serving people in the church and in the community. And matters of health, both in church and both in community, we need health. So health is cutting across.
Yes.
So that is why I'm doing pastoring, and also I'm also doing community work in the matter of health.
Okay.
So I relate with them together because I serve people. When I minister spiritually, I minister to you spiritually, to your soul. I'm building you up. Then after that again, I'm also ministering through you now in body-wise, so that you can be served in health, because it is your right. You deserve good health.
There are some people that, when it comes to these churches, there are some regions they do not believe that someone can go to hospital. You find that they're telling you that, let me just pray for you, and they trust God will heal you. Forget about the hospital. To you, do you go such kind of challenges with the people that surrounds you?
Usually we have heard about that, and there are some different churches who still believe that there is no need of going to the hospital, and they are teaching their people, their congregation or believers, to stay, to abstain from going to the hospital, just to be in church. Prayers is all about that. Yes, that is according to their belief, but what do I believe, and what is the Bible saying? Remember, even during the time of Jesus Christ, who is now, we are following him, is our big brother, and is our Lord that we are focusing on. He was here on earth. He had many people following him. And remember, he had this person called Luke. Luke was a doctor. Luke was a doctor. Even in times when Jesus was, he did not heal every diseases. The people who came to him were healed, but some were left. Luke was working for them.
Luke was working
for them. So Luke was a doctor, and he was working the office of Jesus Christ. So teaching people that when you are sick, don't need to go to the hospital, that is bad. We are healed because of our faith. And also sickness is there to our body. So sometimes our body will need medicines.
Yes.
We'll need to go to the hospital to be treated. Our hearts cannot be treated. Our spirit needs spiritual things. But when it comes to bodily forms, you need to go to the hospital. So my belief is, When my congregants are sick, I tell them go to hospital and seek for the medical help. When it comes to spiritual matters, we shall teach you the word of God. That is what is.
It is a blessing, pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much.
Let me talk about Journeys by the Grace. This CBO, it have been there for how many years, and how did it start? Can you give us the brief history of Journeys by the Grace?
Thank you so much. Journeys by Grace, this is how it began here in Kenya, and mostly in the part of Migori County in our church. First of all, as a pastor that I've told you, I will used to pray for people.
Yes.
And there are times that I need people for counseling. They visit my office, we talk.
Yes.
So there are some cases that I could speak to some parents about their sickness, and it seemed like it was a chronic disease, and maybe it is a recurring disease, and they grow thin, they lack appetite, and they're not stable in mind or in bodily form. They're not physically fit. So through this, I used to inquire that why this child continue being sick. We have prayed for. Have you gone to the hospital? Yes, I've gone to the hospital, but they're not tests. They do many tests, but they cannot find what is it. So through this, I had inquired more. So from this, they went to good test, and they were tested at Ampath. And it was revealed that they are suffering, the child is suffering from sickle cell. So when they came back to me as a pastor, we prayed, and immediately the child began to be treated. So from this, I took it as a statement that maybe some other children who are suffering the same symptoms might have been suffering from sickle cell, but they don't know. So I advised them to go for sickle cell test. After being tested, it came that they have sickle cell. So around 6 children, we came back together. We joined our hands together. Then I used to teach them. I used to encourage these families and caregivers and children. Then from there, we saw it good to form what we call parent support group.
Parent support group.
So we came together. This is where we meet. We do health education. We advise each other. We exchange ideas. We ask ourselves, you are given medicine to the hospitals. Are you following up? Are you doing it? Are you doing good with medicines? And also visiting the hospitals, how we are doing. So from this, we came as a parent support group. At the middle of it, we wanted to register as a group now in Migori County. Now, you cannot register a parent support group, but you need to give a name.
Yes.
Because parent support group is a general name. So this is where we came with Journeys by Grace. So Journeys by Grace became this way. We had a missionary who visited us. That is around 5 years ago. A missionary was called Joyce. So when she came visiting us, she found we are suffering from sickle cell. And she was also advocating and creating awareness for sickle cell. So through that, we also had, she's called Joyce. So we talked and we said yes. So this name can be called Journeys by Grace. So there is Joyce inside, and Journeys means we are traveling. We are looking for medication. So Grace cuts is all now. Grace of God. We have now grace. So we are doing it by the grace of God. So this is how we began Journeys by Grace, and we registered in 2017 as a group in Migori County. It is a community-based organization. Our mandate, or what we are doing as a community-based organization, which is Journeys by Grace, we are dealing with health issues. We are dealing with mother and girls, mother and children, mother and the children, especially daughters, which are girls, mother and daughters. So we are dealing with that. Also, we are teaching youth. We also have community intervention, what we call horticultural cropping. We teach them how to have small gardens, and we look for fertilizers, we look for improvised seeds, and so we have what we call sustainable food in our homes. So this is generally what Journeys by Grace we are focusing on. This time now we are focusing on sickle cell. We have realized that sickle cell is now a large issue. It cuts across all counties now, and it's really affecting the community at large. Both parents, girls, boys, whoever it cuts across. And so this is what we are doing. And our major focus is sickle cell. We are creating awareness, we are doing mobilization, and we are doing advocacy, and we are doing linking. Linking as in, we link the community with the hospital. We link community with the Minister of Health. So that as a pastor and as a working community, we find these issues of sickle cell. They don't need to go to witch doctors like they used to go. But we tell them, this is not a curse. Go to the hospital.
Go to the hospital.
So we act as linking. We are linking the community with the facility.
Maybe I might ask you that I see you began with a group of people. We call it a parent. And finally, we have got a CBO journey. Right. The Christ.
Yes.
Now, this is a CBO. CBO, it has a vision, it has a mission, and also it has a target of it.
Right. Right.
You are there just to help to guide them.
Right.
Now, does this CBO has a vision to have a hospital somewhere? Because these people, when we speak about the people that are suffering from sickle cells, means that when you advise these people to go to the hospital, they might not be treated well due to some other doctors might do some other checkup instead of doing the checkup that you have asked them that this person, I feel that he's suffering from sickle cell. So instead of doing the checkup for sickle cell, they might do a checkup for other symptoms of the diseases that has a symptom the same with the sickle cell, so that the price can come up. What do you think about? Do you have a vision? Or already there is somewhere whereby you have installed a hospital that can help this entire community and the family that are surrounding you?
Okay, right now, our vision as Journeys by Grace is to see people living in good health. People living, especially those who are suffering from sickle cell. That is all our focus in. That is why we are doing advocate, and we advocate for them. It means Journeys by Grace speaks on behalf of the sickle cell warrior. A sickle cell warrior is a person who has sickle cell. So we are advocating for them. Between the government and him or her, it is Journeys by Grace, and some other partners too that working together. So our vision, as at now, we are looking far. We are looking in the near future. We would like to have a clinic. Have a clinic where we come together, and when we come together, we sit down, we discuss issues of health education, we talk about challenges that we face, and at that time, we have a medical staff who is a personnel who knows more about sickle cell and knows what it is. So we usually invite them. Even now, we have begun doing clinic. We are meeting. Every month we are meeting. We began by meeting in the church. Right now we have a place that we are meeting. So we meet with children with sickle cell. Sometimes we meet with parents. And whenever we meet, we call upon the medical staff. They will come and teach us and be with us. So in the near future, we are looking forward to have a Journeys by Grace clinic and a Journeys by Grace hospital in the near future. And we have begun doing that plan. We are doing groundwork for that.
Okay.
Because they are in our heart. Like now in Kenya, I am the director Journeys by Grace. Now we have Journeys by Grace globally or internationally. We have our director too, and so we do communicate. So that is the vision, to have Journeys by Grace hospital and Journeys by Grace clinic. And I can see it coming. It will work.
It will work.
Because
the man of faith.
It will work.
Now, I think that there's something that we are going through the challenges here in our community and also our country at large. Maybe I might ask you that since you started to tackle these issues, do you see the percentage of people that are suffering from sickle cell? What percentage was, and right now, how can you counter it, the percent that right now we are facing on?
It is true. Sickle cell is now a disease. It is now something to worry about. And not only in our community, but in most communities now in Kenya. At first, it used not to be like what the government would think that it can cause a mayhem somehow. But as at now, it is a crisis. most families, around, when you bring around 10 families together, you'll find a sickler inside. So as of now, the percentage has gone high. People who are suffering of sickle cell are increasing. Maybe, I don't know, because there is now tests that can reveal, because people at first, maybe it was there, but people could not know that they're suffering from sickle cell. So as of now, percentage has come high. And in Kenya, sickle cell is now a crisis too, that Ministry of Health is really, really involved in, and they're really working about it. For instance, in Migori here, after we have talked to many, we have visited many, and I've been talking with the Minister of Health in Migori. And actually right now, there is some steps that have been made. Right now, we have sickle cell clinics that have been opened so that our children may go there, because there is increment. Sickle cell is increasing. Now, you ask me about what are we doing, or what are we doing about this percentage, or what can we do? That is where now we bring in the government in to help, to advise and to treat, and also to bring more efforts on this to assist the families, because it is a disaster.
It is a disaster.
Yes.
Maybe I might ask you, there is somebody that maybe it is the first time is hearing, or you have heard about the sickle cell, but you don't know the sign and the symptoms of sickle cell. Can you help us, for the benefit of the viewers, wherever you're viewing us from? Already we are in public health desk, and we are discussing today concerns the sickle cell disease. And here I have the director of Journey by the Grace. Already he is on the board. Let him help us to discuss about this and give us the symptoms, as the way I have asked you that. Kindly just give this viewer the symptom. What are the symptoms? He might be somewhere laid in the bed in the hospital viewing this telecast, but now when you give us the symptom, he might feel that you are the right person that I need to contact now.
Thank you so much. Now, sickle cell, it is not a skin disease, but it is a blood disease. Sickle cell, like the name suggests, we have different cells in our body. For instance, we have white blood cells. So, sickle cell, there is a narrow gate where our blood travels in our body, from the head even to the toes of the head, of our feet, and all our body. So inside our veins, there is where blood travels. So in that, if you have a sickle cell, it is a cell. It is a cell. It was called sickle cell because it comes like a C shape. It comes like a C shape. So when it comes like a C shape in the blood, it blocks the way where the blood travels. It blocks that vein. So when it blocks that vein, it means the blood will not travel. The blood will not even come from this end to this end, from this end to this end, because at the way there it is blocked. So when it is blocked, number one symptom, the child will be facing severe pain. Severe pain. The child will be complaining, my joints, I feel pain in my joint, or in my feet, or in my skin. She feels pain everywhere, and it's a severe one. That is symptoms number one. Number two, headache. Because sickle cell, always when you have sickle cell, you don't have enough blood in your veins. It drains the blood. It drains the blood. So because there is lack of blood in your body, you will feel headache, acute headache. That is number two. Another symptoms, the child will be weak, very weak. The child will be weak. She or he may not jump, may not play as well with the other children, will be very, very weak, will be feeling like sleeping all the time. Another symptoms is what we call body temperature will be high. Body temperature will be high. A sickler person, another symptom, he or he grows thin. They don't have that big body,
Big bodies.
but because of that
They
disease,
reduce the weight.
they reduce the weight, so they grow thin. A sickle and other symptoms in it. These are person who you cannot preempt. Anytime you might leave the child at the door playing, in minutes again you're being called very sick because there is not enough blood, severe headache, pain, and also another symptoms, the eyes, they begin to turn yellowish. You may think that he or she is suffering from malaria, but they begin to turn yellowish. And sometimes too, another symptoms, when you hold the skin is numb. When you hold the skin, it's not strong like this one. When you hold the skin, because it lacks water. Sickle cell drains also water in the children. So those are major sickle cell symptoms that when you see from your child, it tells you you need to take her or him to the hospital for sickle cell test. Until she's taken also for sickle cell test is when you will say she has sickle cell.
Maybe this challenge of sickle cells, it is just initially face the children's or all the people can suffer from it.
Everyone can suffer from sickle cell, and maybe a child will get sickle cell from the parent. Maybe a mother can have a sickle cell, but a father may not have. But two of them may have sickle cell, and they can also give birth to a child with sickle cell. Or they can have sickle cell, but they cannot also give birth to a child who has sickle cell. So it varies. But we have what we call sickle cell traits. Sickle cell travels from, it travels from ancestral. You know, when you ask, in your family, does anybody have a sickle cell? You will hear, yes, my grandmother had sickle cell. So it is something like travels.
Okay.
It's recurring. So sickle cell, mother can have a sickle cell, or both parents can have sickle cell.
Okay.
And so they will they will transfer it to the child. And sometimes also both of them might have, one of them might have a sickle cell, and the child might also have a sickle cell. So sickle cell is a sickle cell trait. Everyone can have sickle cell.
So it means that maybe the parents might not have a sickle cell, but the history of the family shows that the grandpa used to have a sickle cell. It might attack one of them.
And so one day, one time, it might recur.
It might recur.
Yes.
Maybe I ask this for the benefit of the viewers, that they could like to know that this sickle cell, if I'm suffering from sickle cell, am I able to, if you shake me, if you hold me, if you carry me, can I transmit it to you?
Thank you so much, our viewers. Sickle cell, by shaking of hands, I cannot transmit sickle cell to you. By sleeping together, I cannot transmit sickle cell to you. By playing together, by working together, by staying together, no, sickle cell cannot be transmitted. And sickle cell, cannot also be transmitted through blood. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So a sickle cell person or a sickler person is also a human being in the community. Is entitled to be in church, go to school, go to the hostel, play with the children, being in a group, is entitled to everything. Because when he or she has a sickle cell, it is not being transmitted. It is only sickle cell from parents, or it's recurring, maybe from what we say we call parents or the big grandfathers or whatever. So it is following that blood. Yeah, but sickle cell cannot be transmitted from one person
To another
person. Let me say like we had corona last time. You could see, if you greet somebody, you have corona. No, sickle cell, it is not like that.
Maybe I might ask you, or maybe there is somebody that is saying that they heard that you are talking about the clinic. Every month there is a clinic section. Maybe which kind of the doctors do you consult to come and give the advice?
Thank you so much. When we are meeting parents, we call it parents, education, health education. Why were we meeting them? We are meeting them to speak to them or to talk to them about adhering to the drugs, because they're the people who are sitting with the children back at home. They are the caregivers. They have them all the time. So when they come together, we teach them the importance of ensuring the child takes the medicine and ensuring the child is being taken care of. So when we meet as a parents, as a group, we involve the Ministry of Health. So in the Ministry of Health, they know who to send for us. This person that they send for us maybe is suffering from sickle cell, and he or she is a doctor or a nurse. She knows more about sickle cell. Or she's a sickle cell, what it means, she's a living testimony of sickle cell. So when she comes to the group and begins to talk to the parents, we are being encouraged. Because somebody also who is a medical doctor or a medic staff also suffering from sickle cell, but is married or she's married and she also comes. So we consider means of health to come. They send people who are professional in sickle cell, those who have an idea in sickle cell, those who have been trained on sickle cell, those who knows how to teach about sickle cell, how to treat sickle cell, and all have to do with the Minister of Health. Yes. So that is where whenever we meet, we invite them. So then there is what we call clinic. Clinic is being done every month. We go to the hostel on a certain day, and there we have a medical staff who will administer treatments to our children, because sometimes they are suffering from severe acute of malaria or headache. So when you go to the hostel, that is a clinic day. Our weight is being checked. The children will be checked weight, age. If you came last time or at this time, how have you gone for these 30 days? How are drugs going with you? Are there challenges? What is another problem? So we talk to the doctor, and then they administer drugs on us, and they give drugs, and we go back with them home. So going back with them home, now when parents meet in our group, now we talk about how the treatment is going. Okay. So we have parent support group where we meet for health education. Then we have clinic where we visit the hostel on a specific days. These children goes to the hostel. Parents take their children to the hostel. This is where now they're being treated. Now it is just full treatment.
Maybe there is somebody that is asking that this thing called sickle cell, it have already attacked people. We have seen already people, they are suffering from it. But percentage of people coming out of that disease, how is it? Or maybe you might live with it forever, so you need to take just only the you have to take medication forever because already you are suffering from sickle cell. Or there is somebody can be treated and come out of it.
Actually, sickle cell condition, it's a condition that you can live with. And sometimes through the intervention that God can bring to your life, then you can also be healed. But most of the times, it is a condition that now you will have to live with it. You take your drugs, you do nutrition very well, whereby you involve fruits, vegetables, you eat well, so that you stay healthy. Because if you don't eat well and if you don't take your medicines, this is whereby now you will grow weak, and sometimes also you can die. So sickle cell condition, I don't guarantee that when you have sickle cell, you are treated until you get well or you will be totally healed. But sometimes some people are healed after treatment. Some people have been treated and they are perfect. But some also will continue with sickle cell. But if you are using medicines and you are using nutrition, whereby you eat well, you do exercise, you avoid things that will make you to get worried very many times, then you live with sickle cell, but you'll become stronger. because a sickle cell person or sickle cell girl can also be married. A sickle cell boy can also marry. They marry and they get children, they have families. We have many of them.
Okay.
So it is not that when you have sickle cell you will die, no. It's a condition you will live with, but when you practice all this hygiene, you practice all this medication, whatever your doctor is telling you, then automatically you'll be well.
When it comes to the part of health, we have seen quite a good number of people, they get tired when it comes to medication, because even you, I hope you fear.
Right.
You fear to take the drugs. So you find someone is taking a drug the first month, the second month, the third month, and they become tired. Maybe what is the procedure that has your family and the team that you are dealing with this thing called sickle cell you are trying to use to make sure that these people that are taking these drugs for 2 years, 3 years, up to they become normal as the way we are in usual?
That is true. First of all, number one, sickle cell treatment is very much expensive because the government is not giving the drugs freely, and the drugs are also not there, or they are not enough. And so if you find someone going to the hospital or clinic for treatment, there's at times he or she will default. Maybe because he or she coming from far away, and the issue of traveling, expenses and transportation. Number two, visiting the hospital frequently. Somebody might be tired of it and might say, now I'm losing hope, and now staying back at home, I don't go there. So, because medication is very much expensive, we buy drugs like hydroxyurea, palodrin, folic acid, Penv. These are expensive drugs that the parents are buying for their children. So sometimes you don't have money, and when you don't have money, you will not get the medicines. So what we are doing as Journeys by Grace, we are making sure that we keep hope for these parents. We keep them hope. We drive their hope. We lift their hope that they should not get worried. They should not stop going to the hospital. They should not stop going to take medicines. However far it is, they should reach there. That is number two. Number two, what we are doing, we are partnering with the Ministry of Health, with some other organization, that we may bring our support together to help these parents get enough drugs that they can use in their families. Number three, what you asked, that in the near future, where are we seeing sickle cell? What we are saying is that sickle cell, we want to reduce it. We want to reduce it by ensuring people grow healthy, and people take enough nutrition, and people go to hospital for treatment, and people also to speak to others too about this condition. So this is generally what we are doing. And we say that we are hoping for opening our hospital and opening our clinic very soon. It means we shall also still partner with the Ministry of Health, because they're the people who have a mandate to our health. So that is what we normally do. So what you said about in 2 years coming, what we are seeing, will sickle cell be normal? I cannot tell. I cannot tell. But what, because every day we have new cases. Every day we have new cases of sickle cell. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to bring treatment closer to them. We are trying to bring them closer so that we curb this very fast, so that even if we receive more cases, but we have how to treat them. That is what we advocate for it.
Maybe for the benefit of the viewers, because we'll be carrying this topic again. Viewers, wherever you are, we'll be coming with the phase 2 of this topic in the month of, from the month of this September, I think the last week of this month, and also the first week of October up to 14th.
Right.
Maybe there is someone that is viewing us.
Yes.
I could like you to invite them. You know, this it is a surprising gift
that
we can use to invite someone for this event that we have on 23rd. From 23rd, we speak from 23rd up to 14th, maybe. Just give it. What are we going to have? And invite these people from all of the corners.
That is true. At the moment right now, Janice by Grace Group, or CBO, is meeting parents who are caregivers or guardians to those who have sickle cell. And we are meeting every month. Monthly we are meeting at Opapo Center, and we are meeting at an hostel called Jagamba Hostel, which is called Opapo Medical Center. Now, Janice by Grace have another program starting from this September to 14th of October. What we are going to do, we are going to bring our resources together. We are going to bring the team from USA, a team of medics from USA, and the team Kenya from the Ministry of Health together. We're going to bring them together so that we can talk about sickle cell, and we're going to do treatment. We're going to do outreaches, creating awareness, mobilization about sickle cell. We shall reach at the community ground. We shall visit the hostels. We shall visit people at homes. So I want to invite you that on 9th, 10th, and 11th of October, we shall be having our great day at Opapo Center, where we shall meet all the parents and all the children, and all the doctors shall be there. In the month of October, on the 9th, 10th, and 11th, it shall be a medical mission day, whereby it is like a medical camp. We shall have doctors outside Kenya and doctors from Kenya. We shall have professionals, those that knows more about sickle cell, and warriors, those who have stayed or living positive with sickle cell. We shall be there. So I welcome you to our Janice by Grace Medical mission, which shall begin from the month of October. The date is on 9th, 10th, and 11th. Also, we shall visit hostel. We shall visit Migori, we shall be in Rongo, and also we shall be in Luala Community Health Hostel. So I welcome you all.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We are much blessed to have you today on this desk of public health, and we are blessed. As I said that still, phase 2 is coming, whereby we include the entire family too, to speak about it, and would be doing the coverage to meet with also these people that you have shared with us about them, so that we can see the way they are going through. But thank you so much for your time.
Wow.
Thank you so much for your time. Maybe your final words to our viewers.
My final word to our viewers, especially those who have sickle cell, I want to ask you to encourage them. Most of our sickle cell children are very bright at school. They perform very well. I'll ask you parents to take care of these children, encourage them, ensure they take their medication well, ensure they have enough exercise, ensure you rub them when they are feeling pain, ensure you take them to the hospital whenever they are complaining about pain. And always, I'm giving you hope that it is not you alone. Many parents are children suffering from that, but it shall be well. So let's join hands together and to support each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That is my final.
You're welcome.
Yes.
May God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Our dear viewers, I'm Hezron Marwa, and behind the camera is James Chemasi. And always Pure Africa Radio 88.7 and Pure Africa TV. Our work is to make sure that we are giving you what you want to hear and what you want to view and what you want to learn. Pure Africa Radio, Pure Africa TV. Our work is to make sure that we are giving you the news and entertaining you and also educating you. Keep in touch with us on all of our social media platforms, and may God bless you.